In a typical Marvel Comics story, a villain will instigate their plan to achieve their evil goal. This will usually directly threaten the hero's way of life, and they'll be called to action in order to protect themselves and/or loved ones as they fight to return things to the status quo. My point is, a Marvel superhero's main motivation is normally protection, which is the motivation for today's entry into the Trinity, the Prowler. Why this is noteworthy is obviously because I'm here to talk about villains. Some of you may argue if the Prowler is an anti-hero. In my belief, an anti-hero is someone who acts out of their own self-interest, whose actions just so happen to align on the side of good. Prowler does not play that role in Spider-Man Miles Morales. He is frequently a foil to Miles' endeavours, getting in the way so he can make sure his nephew wakes up tomorrow. He also admits to being a thief for hire, even working for Roxxon and the Kingpin.
You're a wanted thief. Plus all the jobs we've done together. But you'd be in the cell right next to mine. And we both know you're a little too self-serving for that.
Just because you didn't pull the trigger doesn't mean you're not still a murderer. Of course, that's in the past and not relevant to the story told in the game. Spider-Man Miles Morales features a repentant Prowler. Regretful of how his brother died while they were estranged, he goes straight in order to reconnect with the family he's got left. This is most likely because Rio Morales would continue to deny Aaron's wishes to see Miles again. So the point is, he's only going straight as a means to get what he wants, to see his family. It's like when you want to buy a game, but your parents say no unless you do the dishes for a month. You still do the dishes, but you don't like doing it. And the first chance he gets, he dons the suit to prowl the streets. Because he's figured out Spider-Man's identity, he sees a less laborious way of reconnecting with his family, choosing the fast and easy way over truly working hard to repent. He's certainly a sympathetic villain, but a villain all the same. He displays tendencies that most parents have, trying to control their child's life. I can relate to this through my dog. When my parents walk her, she stays off the lead and wanders. When I walk her, she stays on the lead and I wait for her to stop sniffing. It's not because I don't want her to explore, it's because I couldn't bear the thought of her being hit by a car. The exact way Aaron feels about Miles. He can't handle losing another family member without saying goodbye. None of what I've said changes the indisputable fact that Aaron's intentions are pure. All he wants to do is be an uncle to Miles. Let's not forget this optional scene in the game.
Hey kid, hope the suit fits. You asked why me and your dad stopped talking. He was investigating the Prowler. It led him to my clients, people like Simon Krieger, Wilson Fisk. Dad couldn't afford to make enemies like that, not with you and Rio in the picture. So I told him. Hoped he'd back off, and he did. For good. He didn't want me around. Didn't want you to turn out like me. Hope this suit helps you be better. Take care, Spider-Man.
He chose to self-destruct his relationship with his family in order to keep them safe from the monsters he was working for. There's not a lot of things you can do more nobler than that. I have no doubts he doesn't regret his choice, he just wants immediate forgiveness instead of working his way back to Miles. Aaron Davis also has the most character development out of anyone in Spider-Man Miles Morales. He starts as a civilian, transitions to an anti-hero because he only helps Miles so he can convince him to leave.
Uncle Aaron, can you unlock the reactor shooting from where you are?
Why? You got your phone. Now let's leave.
That reactor killed my friend. It needs to be shut down. Permanently. I need your help, Unc. Please. Uncle Aaron?
Okay. Stand back.
Thanks, Unc.
Acting out of self-interest, but whose actions align with good, becomes a villain by betraying Miles and trying to stop him from saving people, and finally aligns himself with lawful good by becoming a hero and turning himself in so he could stop the people who originally caused him to split up with his family.
That's right, friends. Simon Krieger is in prison. Aaron Davis, aka the Prowler, flipped on
Have a
him
good one,
and
kid.
Roxxon. Davis will serve time, but could get a reduced sentence.
That's a very wide-reaching and intricate character arc for a 7-hour game in a supporting role. While I contend that the Prowler was an antagonist for most of the runtime of the game, he does an excellent job making that line as blurry as possible, and it definitely makes for a fantastic villain if I have to question if he's wrong at all.